Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Bros Who Think Podcast. My name is Lyndon Burton, a.k.a. Youngboy DeWitz, a.k.a. the People's Champ, a.k.a. Beard Gang, Icy Man. You can't really see it because I'm in the hotel, gang. Yeah, nigga, the lighting is fucked up. I had to evacuate from the city. You already know what it is. I'm here with my brothers as always. To the right, I got my brother Brooklyn, or to the left, whatever it is, nigga, over there, Brooklyn. And then to the bottom, y'all should realize by now. See, when he don't have it on, he avocado doom. He coming with them soft takes. But you see when he got the do-rag on, do-rag doom is in the building. Y'all make sure y'all
with the shit today.
Y'all hashtag I like Brooklyn. We gotta make that a hashtag. Hashtag do-rag doom. Bro.
That's a fact, bro.
We Brandon Doom. Like Brooklyn with a Q, Youngboy DeWitz, a.k.a. Beard Gang, Icy Man. Doom got his thing now. Do-rag doom. I told you it was gonna come I told you it was gonna come naturally. But how y'all doing today, my brothers, man? A lot of shit. I thought we was gonna come have fun, joke around, but today we gotta have some
serious week, bro. It's been a serious week.
A lot of crazy shit is going on, from people dying at the hands of police brutality. Not only, dying at the hands of police. Let me not even say police brutality because they just gunning down niggas. Arrest the killers of Breonna Taylor. You know what blew my mind? Elijah McCain happened a year ago. That fucking blew my mind when I found that out. They was posting about it. Like somebody said, it's the 1 year anniversary. And if that's not true, y'all let us know. Because I saw that and I didn't know if I believe that because I was tripping. I was like, yo, I could have sworn this happened in quarantine. I was like, how long have we been in quarantine? Has it been a year? What is going on? And I was freaking out because I was like, but I guess that happened a year ago and we just not finding out about it. But arrest their killers, arrest Breonna Taylor's killers. But so a lot of shit happened with that this week in terms of Jacob Blake and then what's Trey? I don't know Trey's full name. What's Trey's full name? Y'all know Trey's full name?
Trey for
his last name.
Yeah. Pellerin. That's what it is.
Yeah, his last name was too long for me to remember.
Trayford Pellerin. We're going to talk about all that. The NBA is boycotting. The MLB boycotted, which
I just saw that.
Fucking mind. Yeah. The RNC going on with Trump. We're not going to talk about that, though. But like a lot of crazy shit. And then on top of that, Louisiana is experiencing a Category 4 hurricane.
And Texas. Don't be selfish. Texas.
Sorry to because we got Houston fans out here. Sorry to all our Houston family and supporters. Y'all in this as well. Orange, Texas, Beaumont. Shout out to everybody. Y'all be safe. I hope y'all evacuated. Let's talk about the hurricane first, just because that's quick. We get these jokes out of the way and have a little good time first. But how y'all doing before we get to that? Hi, Brooklyn. Where you are in Monroe, you are safe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure by the time it gets to me, it'll be a depression.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously it'll bring like flooding and whatnot like that. But yeah, for the most part, I'll be fine. I still got to work at the news station.
You're not going to lose power.
There's a possibility that I can lose power. But if I lose power, it'll be because, it'll be because they turned it off for precaution because somebody's wires went down and they didn't want them to be live or some shit. But I don't think it'll be something that that'll be long because since I've been going to work this week, they got all the electrical companies from the northern states. They're in Monroe. Like all the hotels is packed. We got all the trucks.
They probably on call.
Everywhere. Yeah, they got everything. Like I've seen them since Sunday. They've been piling into town, so they ready.
Well, that got me excited for when I have to leave Mobile, Alabama, because that's what we recording the studio mobile, baby. I make it do what it do. We had backup plan, contingency plans. We was ready to go. I was gonna record off my phone if I had to. We was giving you this content. Let me just say this before I come to Doom. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't see our dedication, then I don't know what the fuck you looking at. Your favorite podcast don't go like us, man. Can I talk my shit about us real quick? Because I'm proud of y'all.
Shit, player.
Because I'm proud of y'all. Like real shit.
Big.
Look at this. We are all in the age range of the youngest one of us is like 24. The oldest one of us is like 28, 29. So we range from that area, and we're young African Americans, young white Americans, young Latino Americans. We are a diverse group of young men trying to make it do what it do. We will hire females because we already had some, but we will hire some eventually. But let me say this. For us to have consistently, because this is the 160th episode, that's big to me. It's not something that we celebrate like 200, 150, 100. It's not something like that, but it's 160, even number. For us to have 160 episodes of this show, 100 episodes of Bros Who Binge on Monday, 60-something episodes of Anime Talk on Tuesday, Prime Time is up in the hundreds, Run It Back is now about to get to 5, we got YouTube videos, all this YouTube content. We're about to start live streaming. We are a legitimate television network, and your favorite podcast doesn't do half the work we do, half of it. And I just got to applaud my guys from Doom to Brooklyn to Chrissa to Schubert to Ian to Charles to Julian to Justin. Like, you guys make all this shit go, and it's just, I'm so proud of y'all, because it's like, y'all don't realize we run a week. You get 4 consistent shows on top of extra YouTube content that we doing. Y'all take y'all time out of this. None of us are getting paid. We do this because we love it. We do this because we want to connect with you guys. We do this because we're trying to build a community and use our voice for good entertainment, as well as have a good time every Thursday. And that's something that I think is important. And it made me realize that today when I said I was evacuating, and they had like 15 artists, legitimate, 15 some of them were artists, some of them were former people that we've interviewed, just certain people that we've done business with, 15 of them. Some of them were famous, some of them weren't. Hit me up and was like, yo, bro, if you need a place to crash, come through. Like, come through ASAP. Like, shout out to Josiah, even though Josiah, there was no way I was coming to LA, but I appreciate it though. Shout out to Josiah. Shout out to Austin Rap Bomb telling me come through to New Orleans. Shout out to the niggas in BR, because they had multiple of them telling me come through to BR. Shout out to, that just shows me that we do good business and we do right by the people that they care about us, man. And that really touched me today. And it made me feel good that it's like, whether or not everybody has caught on and is not sleeping, the community that we have fostered and garnered cares about us, cares about our opinion, and cares about what we have to say about certain things. So I appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart. What do y'all got to say about any of that? Because I think we better than a lot of these podcast networks out here. Oh, yeah, bro. I mean, like you said, consistency is key, bro. And I don't know a man who's more consistent at what he does than Lynn. So, I mean, shout out to us, but shout out to Lynn for sure, because without you, the machine can't turn. So I appreciate that. That's all I gotta say about that. I appreciate that. Doom, if you got it.
That's the direction I was going with it. Cause I mean, he was trying to be a little modest and shit, but go ahead.
He always trying to be modest.
Bro, bro, I give it to y'all. And I give my glory to I'm nothing without y'all.
Yeah, I mean, he named all them shows, but what he failed to mention was that he's also part of all them shows, and he putting it all together. So you gotta give you big ups to yourself, man. Niggas gotta respect that work ethic.
I appreciate that. Shit. That's not my place to say. That's for the people to say. What I say is I big up my guys, and honestly, dude, when you listen to the Joe Budden podcast, I respect Joe and them for what they did. We called this 3 months longer than that. When we call that, Doom? I think we called that like the 3rd episode you was on the pod, where we was like, yo, they're not staying with Spotify. We read the tea leaves a long time ago, and I think Joe gave a great. And I'm shouting them out because I think it's awesome. Y'all, if you're a podcaster, if you're a creative, you should go listen to the Joe Budden podcast that dropped on Wednesday, because he talks about what Spotify did to him, how you have to know your worth and everything. Yeah. Joe got a huge bag, but the thing was Rory Mal Parks wasn't getting that bag, and I feel him. Like, if I can't get a bag for all of y'all, we ain't doing it, bro. Like, we gonna wait until we get the right partnership. And it's like, I got to take care of my niggas because y'all was there with me when nobody else was. That's how I feel about it, and I respect Joe for that. I know you probably didn't listen to the pod yet, Doom, but it's everything that me and you talk about on the side about business, and just how you can't let these streaming companies get a hold of you, run over you and everything, and just basically our conversation about, and I'm not going to call it out because that's something that's personal between me, you, and just, you know, how we get down. But you remember that conversation we had about a certain, I don't even have to say no more. That's how Spotify was holding them niggas.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's like, how you do Jonam like that?
I need to listen to the episode.
That's the biggest part.
I seen the timeline going crazy about the episode.
No, it's fire.
I seen this one chick say Spotify gonna take the episode down. So I was like, Joe really talking this shit. I gotta go listen to this.
He did, man. And it's crazy because it's like, without Jonam, I don't think they signed Bill Simmons. I don't think they signed Joe Rogan. I don't think they do I don't think Spotify becomes a dominant player in the marketplace. Like, Apple ran podcasts. Apple and YouTube ran it. And now Spotify, because of Joe, is the dominant force. But it's going to be interesting to see where they go. I think, where do you think they go, Doom? Let's talk about that real quick before we get into the hurricane shit.
I don't know.
If you had to bet, because see, I don't know.
Honestly,
I don't think Tidal can afford them.
Somebody that,
I don't know.
I mean, if Jay still had like major ownership in it, I would definitely have said Tidal. But I think now since he didn't he sell like a big majority of his stake?
Yeah, but I think he still got some leeway. You know, I think he still, say what goes down and whatnot.
If they somehow get him the right offer, I could definitely see Tidal.
I could see Tidal. The thing is, Tidal got to bring the bag. I could see Apple, because Carl Cherry, who brought him to Spotify, is now at Apple, and that's one of the main things. All the people that brought him at Spotify is no longer there. YouTube, if whatchamacallit wants to pay him a bag, what's old boy name from 300? Leo Cohen, I could see that. He mentioned Amazon today. Yeah. Amazon would be interesting. A new marketplace, got money. That'd be interesting. But that's enough, Joe. Brooklyn, where do you think they'll go?
I think they're probably leaning more towards Apple. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
I could see them even doing the Patreon route where they just direct to, at least until they get a deal that.
Yeah, that's what I would do. That would be the smartest thing to do for sure right now is to put it on everything. And,
have a collect, Patreon, and collect donations. But it's going to be interesting to see. And I just thought that was important, and it tied into what we were saying about how I got to big y'all up. But yeah, man, hurricane crazy. Y'all stay safe out there. By the time y'all are hearing this, it's going on as we speak, Category 4.
It'll be lit.
Bro, I don't understand why people in Lafayette, New Iberia, Doosan, Delcombe, Abbeville are not leaving. I get y'all are it's going towards Lake Charles, but it's like, why are y'all staying in these podunk towns with horrible drainage?
Because they country is fucked and they never leave. They don't care, bro.
Doom, I know you happy you don't have to deal with this shit no more.
That's a fact.
All right, now.
What's killing me, though, is my mom's still down there, and she didn't leave.
My mom didn't want to leave either.
It's weird that at my age, I'm calling my mom to like, yo, you need to do this. You know what I mean?
She don't give a fuck.
And it's like,
I
really don't care, bro.
I've been arguing.
She said she in a brick house. She's straight. You know what I mean? It don't matter, bro. And I'm just like, why would you even? You know what I mean?
I'm right there with you.
Win, but I'm like, on the chance that it floods crazy, like they say.
What are you gonna do?
I was watching.
Power goes out, like and you without power for multiple days. That's like. And our parents are older now. It's like they can't deal with that shit like they used to. It's like, come on, fam, what y'all do? Like, bro, I feel the same way. I argue with my mom literally from Saturday when Kirsch found out it was gonna be like a Category 2 to today. I was begging I said, Mama, look, you don't even have to go far. Just go to Baton Rouge. Please just go to Baton Rouge. And she was like, well, if Landon want to come. I said, bro, Landon is a grown-ass man now. If that nigga don't want to go.
And he is spring chicken, all right? So if he gets shit, he'll go get out of it.
If his ass don't want to go, you got to go. Mama, like, fuck. Like, I love my brother, but that nigga's stupid sometimes. Like, I just got to call a spade a spade. Like, yo, you got to.
I feel that.
Like, I'm like, my pops left. Like, my mama and my mama should have left. But they was like, no, we got to watch out for your brother. Like, nah, come on, fam. That nigga got to understand if he want to be hard-headed, let his ass sit there, no power, not be able to get food. And then I bet next time he'll be
the first one out.
Because, see, he never experienced. Because I experienced which one that was. It was either Rita or one of them women ones where when you
I think it was Rita, the one that came towards
when you're without power for multiple days, that shit is miserable, bro. Because you can't eat nothing. Bro. You can't eat nothing but sandwiches, cereal, unless you got a propane tank to grill.
And you know that's bougie Lynn, so you know he gotta have him everything. He gotta have a choice.
Bro, it's just like my thing is this. If you got the funds to evacuate,
go.
Why not? Like, why? Like, I can understand if you didn't have money. Like I told my mom, if we didn't have money, cool. We hunkering down. We making it do what it got to do.
Everything, do what we can.
But if you got the funds,
get out.
Why chance it? That's my biggest thing. If you got the funds, why chance it? I think this pod, at least with me today, my themes are gonna be asking like whether or not and I'm gonna say this now, whether or not the answer that comes up from any one of us is correct, or you agree with that answer, there's always the question that I pose: why not this? Why not the other option? Like that's my theme for today. Like, dude, why not leave if you got the opportunity to?
That's a fact, especially because it don't take a lot of funds. Like, you don't. It's not like you need $2,000 to drive to BR.
$50 for gas.
With a friend, a family member.
That's to BR too. Maybe not $30 to $40 to $50 max gas. If you don't have a family member, a hotel room in BR between $70 to $100 a night.
Yep.
2 nights, from Thursday to Friday, check out Saturday, go back your ass back to your house. That's maybe $200.
Right.
Yeah.
It's quick.
And that's very small if we talking potentially saving your life. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, bro. But like I say, you can't tell nobody what to do with their life. It's up to them to decide for themselves. I pray for everybody in, like Brooklyn said, in Texas and in Louisiana who has to deal with this. It's crazy that the women hurricanes are always the ones, because Marco was a bitch. Marco didn't do nothing but drizzle.
He ain't do shit. He pussy.
It's from Lily, Katrina. Yeah, that was every man name besides Andrew. Andrew was the last male one that was really dominant.
Andrew was a bad motherfucker.
Every male one has been trash. Every female one, Katrina, Lily, Rita, not Laura.
Yeah.
I probably missed one in there.
Oh, wait. I lied. Well.
What you was going to say?
That was probably unisex. Harvey was bad? Yeah, that shit fucked up Houston. That's the one that, that's the whole city was flooded and they forced Joel Osteen to open the church. Remember? Because he said it was flooded and it really wasn't.
Yeah, Harvey was bad. Okay, that's the only other.
That was like 2017. That was like the last real bad one.
Every female one fuck shit up. Like everyone. Oh yeah. If it has a female name, you better watch the fuck out.
And that shit become a hurricane, that shit bad motherfucker.
But to our West Coast listeners, does Nevada catch fire like California? Because I know California going through some bad fire.
They ain't got no damn trees. They ain't got no damn trees.
Y'all got earthquakes.
Yeah.
How is that shit?
But that shit, I don't know, son. Like, it's scary, but
that shit would bug me.
Don't really. But it's like by the time you even realize what's going on, the shit over. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Now, could it ever get bad enough to where shit like collapses and shit?
They saying that, I guess, you know how that little expert scientist nigga.
Oh, at some point, California gonna break. Yeah.
Yeah, they thinking that it's like soon too. Because apparently we had one recent. I don't know if you remember during the summer league, the WNBA All-Star game.
Remember that one? Oh,
I did see that video.
They canceled the game like mid-game because the fucking court cracked.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
it was some crazy shit. But they said that one was I forget the name of the little plates that cause earthquakes.
Oh, the tectonic
in
plates.
The ground and shit.
Yeah, the tectonic plates.
So they were saying that whichever one of those plates shifted was the one that they've been fucking.
It must be the San Andreas fault.
They've been estimating.
Look at us. Look at us. We intelligent brothers. I'm proud of us.
Facts, bro. But they was estimating that that's the one that's gonna start all that shit that break California off and shit.
Real crazy.
Niggas getting scared about that.
Well, that's something we're gonna have to deal with as well. But
I'd take a trip to California Island.
Yeah, me too.
That just sound wavy.
That sound better than dealing with hurricanes. For sure.
Because
dealing with hurricanes
until
is trash.
The big one happened, because that I couldn't even imagine, bro.
Yeah,
that would be some crazy shit.
But see, then once it become California Island, they might have to deal with tsunamis, because that's
what I was gonna say. That's why I stopped. I was like, I thought about it. And I was like, wait a minute.
See, tsunamis are pretty bad. So, but anyway, let's get to the shits, man. Okay, so we'll start this off. We're gonna start it off with Jacob Blake. Then we'll go to Trey. We'll start off with Trayford because it's Lafayette. Then go Jacob Blake, and then go NBA boycott because / MLB. I don't know how long the MLB one is, but I applaud them nonetheless because they did it tonight. But all right, so Trayford Pellerin. I'm gonna let Trayford die because he had a knife. He was walking to the gas station, the Shell. Apparently, he was in a gas station before, causing ruckus and stuff. Saying, what did he say in the gas station before, Doom?
The Trayford?
Yeah.
Well, from what I know, originally he was at the first Shell that he was at.
Mm-hmm.
The cashier at that gas station, she called the cops because there was a guy swinging a knife inside of the station. Okay,
boom. So then he goes to another Shell, and the cops comes, like 17 of them, and they're trying to get him to stop. They tase him. He don't do nothing, and he's trying to go into the store, and then he gets shot 11 times in his back. Now, granted, me and Doom have talked about this multiple times off air. And the more I sat down and thought about it, the more I felt that, look, Trayford Pellerin was probably, well, let me not say probably. He was in the wrong because we don't know if he was going to go in the Shell and commit a crime. Now, my issue is they did not have to shoot that man 11 times and kill him. I think with the invention of rubber bullets, tear gas, I think there's more. And then I think if they would have maybe one person tased him, but there's 20 of them. I guarantee you, if more than 4 niggas tased him, that nigga was going down. So my problem with this is not that because he wasn't innocent, but I do think that we have seen non-innocent people get subdued, especially even in Lafayette, where they had a man with an AK-47. They shot him with a rubber bullet, broke his glass, negotiated him down, and then talked him out of it. And they said if he didn't come out, they was going to shoot him again with another rubber bullet, knock his ass out. So, and he was a white man. So my thing is, why can white men get that treatment, but we can't get shot with rubber bullets or get shot in the leg or something to take us down? I do think that's why it's not getting national coverage, because he was in the wrong. But my issue is with the treatment and handling of how they handled him. I don't think he had to die. Now, Doom, before I come to you, Brooklyn, what's your thoughts on all this?
I mean, I just like Doom, I also have a friend that's in the Lafayette Police Department. Well, was in the Lafayette Police Department. He's now in McKinley. But so I was listening to his point of view or whatever, his side and stuff like that. But it's like what you said, bro. There is so many different ways to subdue someone and apprehend them without them having to have 10 to 15 to 30 fucking bullets in a back, bro. Like,
you're not the judge, jury, and executioner. Like, you're just supposed to apprehend him and then let the legal system do what it has to do. And like, you can, and like you said, you can apprehend him with rubber bullets. You can apprehend. There's tear gas. You could have done a multitude of things to get this nigga down before killing him. That's my major complaint with it. Anything else you got, Brooklyn, before we come to Doom?
The only thing else I got to say about it is, I mean, at this rate, bro, I mean, every major country has had their real revolution. We technically never had one. They just named it American Revolution to make it sound sexy. But technically, we've never had that uprising and overthrowing of the government and rebranding it. It's coming soon, because of the way we going, the way they smoking people, it's ridiculous, bro.
The thing is that what white people don't understand, we're not even trying to overthrow the government. We're not trying to do nothing. We don't want more. We don't want what they think. They think we want to make ourselves dominant. Bro. They think we want to be like them in control. No, man, we don't want. We just want to be treated fairly and equally. We don't even want to be. Because some would say that we have a right to, because of the 400 years of just torture, 400 plus years of torture and negligence by this country. Some people say we should demand more, but we're not even doing that. We just want to be treated equally and fairly. So it's like anybody
never happened, Lynn.
Anybody who doesn't understand that is fucking crazy. All right, Doom, what you got, brother? Because me and you've been talking about this off air a bunch.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to just speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many different like layers to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And especially there's a few like key details that I would need to have like a firm opinion on it. But I will say and this opinion kind of pissed a few people off, but when it first happened, I didn't have a problem with it at all. You know what I mean? At all. Because
you saw the video.
I'm with everybody up until the point he reaches the door of the gas station. And I'll tell you why. Because let's say, given that the police use everything that they had, all resources available to try and subdue him, what do you do as a police officer in that situation if a potentially violent suspect is entering a station with a bunch of innocent people?
And you made me realize, if my grandmother was in there, how would you react? Like if that was your mama or somebody that you cared about.
Because that's what I think. When I heard Lafayette, obviously,
that shit hit home.
Yeah, you think like, yo, anybody that I know, anybody that I care about could be in that situation. You know what I mean? So yeah. How would I personally want the situation to play out? Now, granted, I don't want to get that, twisted into saying that I feel like he deserved to die, because absolutely not. You know what I mean? Like,
no, 100%.
I don't care even if you like legitimately murder people. Like, you shouldn't just be gunned down in the street before having your
damn court.
To, go through your due process. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
But I think given that situation, when we talking about the safety of innocent people inside of the store, if the Lafayette Police Department used everything available to try to get the weapon out of his hand, get him to stop, I don't see no problem with how that played out. I honestly don't.
I would agree with you if they did that, and they did not, though.
And that's where the
major
big
factor.
Is. That's where the big debate is, because people say shoot him in the leg. Me personally, I don't see that, because I'm saying if you've ever shot a gun before, you know what I mean, and we talking about this could potentially be a life or death situation for the people involved. It's very hard to hit two moving targets. You're not
and I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot of people in LA in the Lafayette PD. They bad shots. So I'm rather them aim for the back.
And see. Let me interject right here. That goes into another point of these people need real training. I'm not talking this bullshit. Because a barber has to get more hours of training in Louisiana than a police department person. So it's like y'all need real training to where y'all can shoot at any point in the thing. But let's not even use that because you're right. There's too many variables with that. But if you have a rubber bullet and you can hit a nigga 4 times in the back with a rubber bullet and knock his ass out, that's what should have been done in my opinion.
Right. And if they had that available to them, then 1,000% they in the wrong.
Oh, and they got rubber bullets available to them. That's the crazy thing. They don't choose to bring them
point in time. Because to me, from what, and I'm not a police officer. I never really talked to any police officer about this, but from the assumption I'm under is those type of shits like rubber bullets, they don't bring that out unless they feel like it's a call, like the riot control and shit like that.
They only do it for that.
That's not something
prevention.
That's what they say, but then my counter to that is why in that situation when that man had that AK, they had them rubber bullets with them, and that was in Lafayette, and it's like they used that for certain people, and that's something that in Lafayette.
Was that during a protest?
No, bro, that was a man had just had a hostage.
Yeah, it was a standoff.
It was a standoff. Nigga had an AK, he was shooting at him, and then they just he stopped in the middle of the throughway. Traffic was stopped for like 5 hours. Then people shot a rubber bullet in his car, broke his window. They was like, "We're gonna shoot another one at you to disarm you unless we can talk to you."
See,
and they negotiated him down.
5 hours. They waited. They sent somebody to get rubber bullets and came back. We don't get that kind of treatment, bro.
And that's
not waiting, bro.
Not for black people.
Black man armed and dangerous shoot
to kill.
Ready.
Right.
Yeah,
and it's like. Nigga. It's like y'all got to do better than that, man. And it's like that's what we're fighting for. It's like we're not defending him because he's a criminal. No, we're defending the actions of y'all don't give us the opportunities that are allowed to white people. Like black people just get gunned down no matter if they're innocent or they're guilty. And we see innocence with Jacob Blake.
Yeah. Because that's a crazy situation too.
That situation to me is more fucked up than this one, because that one was homie broke up a fight. He was walking to his car, and granted, he probably shouldn't have walked to his car in that situation because they don't know if he's gonna pull out a gun. But me saying that is not defending the police because I don't think they should have shot him either way. But it's like, yo, all he did was break up a fight and was walking to his car to leave. And it's like, why do y'all have to pull him and shoot at his ass? Like, he wasn't doing anything.
In front of the kids, bro.
In front of
the kids. That video gave me goosebumps, bro.
Y'all didn't have to kill that man in front of his children.
Yeah. And that's a big problem, too, because I know when they engage in certain shit like that, there's supposed to be some type of risk management. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just start letting off with innocent civilians all around, let alone children. That's just crazy. You know what I mean?
And that's
especially if the dude had, because with Trayford, it was kind of different because they arrived on the scene under the impression he was dangerous.
Yeah, because he had a knife.
This dude, if he breaking up a fight, what you even fucking with him in the first place for? You know what I mean? That's what I'm not understanding.
And they went with assumptions that he was in the wrong. They didn't even go to...
They didn't even question nobody, bro. They just started shooting.
That's the thing. They didn't even bother to understand the situation was he was breaking up a fight. And that's a huge, huge issue. And that goes back to the points that me and Jay saying, that me and y'all, we've talked about on this pod. We have to get qualitative immunity out of here. We also have to get a system where it's not internal affairs that investigates these police things. It can't be someone inside the cops investigating cops' problems. It has to be a group outside of the cops that investigate these things. And we have to update training, and we got to get quotas out of here. Those are things that are viable change because if you abolish the police, crime is going to run rampant. And I don't care.
It's America. Not everybody in America, but most people in America are
already
bad.
running rampant.
I don't care what nobody says. No nigga says.
They busting up the city trends, man.
Man, it run rampant with the fucking cops.
Right.
That's another thing that just bothered me.
Ooh,
So Lafayette,
they bust up that
Y'all
shit.
niggas are stupid. Niggas are stupid, bro.
I applaud Lafayette for protesting and taking a stand. But to everybody who was at that City Trends that night and drove through the door and started stealing, looting, and burning shit down on the north side, y'all are fucking idiots.
The north side is bad as it is, right? They already trying to move us more south to closer to Youngsville. It's gonna be Youngsville and New Youngsville. That's what it's gonna be, right? And you gonna burn down what's left of your neighborhood. City Trends, nigga. What you get from City Trends? You get from City Trends?
Y'all are fucking idiots. Like doing more damage to the situation than that's necessary. Like they don't realize that by doing that, you're fueling the narrative of all these niggas stupid, all these niggas hoodlums, all these niggas criminals. These niggas don't know what's right and what's wrong. These niggas don't know what was the dealio, and they don't deserve what they fighting for right now. And it's like, why do that shit? Like, why go in? If, like I said in the first time we talked about rioting in Lewiston, if you want to burn a building down to make a statement, go burn down a fucking police state.
Right.
Why fucking
burn down a national bank? Like,
some shit that the white people gonna actually care about.
Yeah. Go burn down Maven's Menwear in River Ranch.
Right. Like, why would you burn down the City Trends? I put money on it, y'all. That City Trends will not be rebuilt.
And the thing is, even while they doing this, they got niggas in the parking lot fighting. They had niggas in the parking lot shooting. They had niggas in the parking lot fighting for $100. Like 3 people got shot. And it's like, what the fuck are you animals doing? And I'm calling y'all fucking animals because y'all are being fucking animals. Go ahead, dude. My bad.
When I was on Facebook. Nah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying shit.
Whenever I was on, yeah. Whenever I was on Facebook looking through the lives, because obviously 90% of my Facebook friends is Lafayette
posting that shit.
So
right.
I'm just going through the live, bro, and literally every live I clicked just made me shake my head. And this is before the looting and all this other shit. I'm talking about just at the protest.
In the park.
First one I joined, I'm a lead a person name. First one I joined. It's niggas fighting. Within the first 30 seconds I'm on the live, bro. It's niggas fighting. The protest started at 6. This is about 16, bro. I kid you not. 15 minutes into the protest, it's niggas fighting. And I'm not talking about niggas fighting
the cops.
Some racist nigga that came and threatened to beat their ass. They fighting amongst each other, bro. And I'm just like, this is so... It's counterproductive to the real... reason you even out there in the first place. How the fuck do you expect somebody to give a fuck about a cause that you don't
give a fuck about? Yes, thank you.
You know what I mean?
Yep. No, I agree.
That's 100%. Crazy. Because if you gave the slightest fuck about Trayford, the last thing on your mind would have been fighting some random nigga you got beef with.
But then they had niggas fighting for $100. Like they had bets going on. Like
motherfuckers out here doing Fight Club and shit.
Like,
shit is crazy.
That's fucking nuts. But like this leads into the NBA boycott, which I'm so proud of the NBA because I truly feel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have to add an amendment to this podcast. So this podcast is released on a Saturday. It's normally released on a Thursday. So let me give you some reason and clarity why it wasn't released when it was supposed to. Because I was in Mobile and I had to drop the Run It Back as well, I thought it would have been easier since this pod is audio and video to do Run It Back first and then put this pod up. But by the time Run It Back was able to be on YouTube, it was Thursday night going into Friday for the Friday release. And by that time, I had to come back home because my girlfriend had to work today, which is Saturday. Therefore, I wasn't able to edit and put this pod up for Friday. So that is my mistake. We will be back to our normal time on Thursday. I just wanted to let you know. Also, gotta say this, an amendment to this. So we talked about the NBA protest and boycott. Doom was right. We had to wait and see. But also, I'm glad I kind of waited to discuss this, and we'll discuss this more next week. But I was upset because they didn't continue the boycott, because I feel the way to get change is to attack the money. Now, I've heard from, I discussed with my father, seeing a lot of people on Fox Sports and ESPN discuss this, so I was able to hear another opinion, therefore making my own thoughts. I feel that, yes, they should have waited, but because they didn't, we have to look at for what they asked. They made their demand. They want to get the owners to put pressure on governments to get convictions for Breonna Taylor's killing as well as Jacob Blake's. Also, they want to, but what I think is more tangible is them with, also they ask for putting pressure on governments to help change policy. And you have to do it at the local and state level. It won't get done on the federal level until you get people in office, yada, yada, yada. But what these owners can do, because they're billionaires who donates to these states where said teams are, they can allow to help change policy. They can allow to help affect the police unions. Shout out to D-Ray Mackison, I believe that's his name. He did an interview with Bill Simmons that explains basically what these police unions do and the way to get rid of them as well. And when you do that, you can get rid of qualitative immunity. And then when you do that, there can be real change to arresting and curbing some of this police brutality and unnecessary killings. Now, if the NBA does that, then we can see real change. They also got the owners to commit to using their arenas as voting places to help curb voter suppression. That is something that we'll see this year. As well as, got to shout out Dallas Mavericks and Rick Carlisle and Mark Cuban and the whole team. They got rid of they got a ban on chokeholds in their city of Dallas. Now, that is tangible change. They felt that they needed to come back to use their pressures to continue to push the narrative, as well as get the owners to fully commit to helping. Now, we won't know the results of that for some time now. We said the same thing with Jay-Z, and we saw some tangible change in the NFL, but I believe we'll see more with this. This allows for, if the owners do not meet and, I guess, oblige the demands and requests of the players, then they can show that they are willing to boycott. They're willing to do it again. Now, the Bucks kind of did it on a spur of the moment thing, and LeBron, Kawhi, and them were willing to walk away. However, they discussed and they felt that they needed to play, but not necessarily play, but use the platform they're given with national television to continue to speak. I believe if it was planned out and they had demands and the Bucks didn't do it on the spur of the moment, then we would have seen more. We would have more knowledge of what they wanted. But because the Bucks kind of just pulled the trigger on emotion, we don't see that. Now, I do believe that LeBron and the NBA will fight for change. The question is it on them to fight for this when they're just put in this situation? Now, I applaud them for fighting, but I believe that change has to come from people like the owners and white people who set up this system. It's black people can fight for it, but they didn't create this. The people who created this need to change this. Now, we'll discuss this more on the next pod, but I just felt the need to clarify. Also, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. I need to say that because, man, it was a tough loss losing him. We'll talk more about that on Birds Who Binge, but I'd be remiss not to discuss that. Now, with all of that being said, I'll let you guys hear the conversation with me, Doom, in Brooklyn about the NBA protests, and we will continue this podcast. Thank you, everybody, for being patient with us. The hurricane was something, luckily, we didn't, in my town at least, and in Shubertstown, we didn't get a lot of damage. Everybody's okay. But prayers to everybody in Lake Charles, Jennings, and everybody on that side into Texas who received major damage. Prayers to all of you. Let's continue the pod now. The way to enact change is to protesting is cool. That's cool. But I feel like the way to really enact change is to affect the money, because they got people that's radical. That's like, oh, we got to burn down shit to affect change. No, you don't. You don't have to be violent to affect change, and you don't have to protest affect change. But the thing that you have to do that we don't choose to do is affect the money. And that's why the
dollars, man.
That's why the NBA's boycott is huge, because it can't be just for one game, which they stopped it on Wednesday night. It has to be for multiple, and I guarantee those owners are going to put pressure on the government because they're going to have these white billionaires who...
I'm about to say, these motherfuckers is rich and powerful, baby.
That's what I'm talking about. They got their own lobbyists. Right. They got their own people to push their agendas, and they're going to come together and say, look, y'all affecting our bread, and this shit got to stop. Like, I don't care what the fuck is going on. Y'all got to stop killing these black people because it's affecting our money now. Now it's affecting our pockets. Now let's actually make a difference. And that's crucial. I also think the other thing is you got to vote in local elections, which niggas don't do. As much as niggas say, I'm tired of hearing about voting. Voting don't change nothing. No, you niggas don't do it. So, like,
that's why it's not changing nothing.
Until you niggas do it, like, I don't hear shit about it. Y'all got to do it. But to really affect change, you have to affect the dollar of the people in charge and the powerful white people. If all black people band together and say, we're not spending money at none of these major corporations for
They're not listening to that.
2 weeks, 3 weeks, I guarantee we see change, but y'all don't want to do that. And that's why I'm proud of the NBA for doing that, as well as the MLB. Shout out to the Brewers. The Brewers didn't play tonight either. I don't know. I don't think the MLB boycott will last weeks, but as long as the NBA's does, that's what's going to actually drive.
I think it was 2 teams.
Difference.
I want to say there was another team that decided
it was the Brewers and the Reds.
Yeah,
because the Brewers were playing the Reds, and they didn't accept the forfeit. They was like, nah, we all boycotting together. How do y'all feel about this NBA boycott?
I like it, bro. I mean, like you said, it really puts a statement on, and that's all really what needs to be happening is for them to make a statement where it affects the dollars, not wearing a stupid shirt or buying a shirt that you don't even know where it came from because probably came from some white dude.
Or canceling Aunt Jemima.
Yeah, or can't... Listen, don't make me ignorant. Or canceling Aunt Jemima or doing all that other shit that really don't affect nothing. Like, this is what it affects. The change would be what hurts them the most. What runs America is the dollar bills, y'all. And if you're affecting the dollars, then you're on the right path.
It's not about the poor racist white folks. It's not.
Right.
They don't
I don't give a
shit.
fuck about them. I don't give a
they
fuck
don't matter.
about them.
It's the powerful elitist people who don't care. They don't care. See, granted, there's some rich racists. Don't get it twisted. But for majority of the rich and powerful, don't care about anything but their dollar. They just don't care about anything but their dollar. And if you affect their dollar, that's when you see change. Look at Nike. Look at Nike and the Redskins. Nike was like, you know what? Fuck this. We not paying y'all no money. We not giving y'all none of y'all shit. And we pulling our sponsorship unless y'all change that fucking name. When that affected the Washington Redskins dollar sign, that shit was gone. And now they the Washington football team. And they hired a black man. So
that shit was going quick, bro.
Look, when you affect the dollar, you see change. Doing what you got to say about the NBA boycott and all of this.
I'm worried about the NBA, bro. Because like everybody's celebrating, I think it's too early to celebrate.
Oh, for sure.
I'm gonna tell
it can't be one game.
There is... The one game shit is cool, especially with Adam Silver being the one where he wants to keep the image of the league that like it's a player friendly league. Right. You know what I mean? He fighting to keep that image where he support the players and what they care about and all this other shit. But I never did buy it. You know what I mean? Even from early on, I never really bought that whole, like, I don't think that Adam Silver is out here fighting the black fight. I just don't. You know what I mean? And he could be a great guy. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm not convinced of that yet. Now, we know without a doubt that there's something in those contracts where it'll go over if you niggas don't play the games, this and this and this is going to happen.
Well, it started tonight. Like, you can't miss one game. So it's like,
I'm about to say, I'm pretty sure
they broke it tonight.
Right. So, and Adam Silver, to keep that image that I was talking about, he's going to say, okay, I'm behind y'all. Do what y'all got to do. But when this shit's, if it was to push to a point where it's affecting
the owners,
the playoff schedule, when it's affecting draft time, because you gotta realize they gotta keep on this schedule with the TV companies, and they gotta draft, because now think about just all the little shit that nobody really thinking about.
And
they don't draft on time.
They need to. That's why they have to do it. Like, it can't just be tonight and it's over with. The players got to say, look,
right,
it's gonna affect our dollar, but this is where the LeBrons, the Chris Paul, the richest niggas got to say, we're gonna pick up the little niggas.
You think they're gonna do that though?
But
look, that's not gonna happen.
I don't think that's happening, bro.
See that.
Look, it might not happen, but look, I feel that more so than the NFL, these NBA players care about each other enough to be like, look, we gonna make sure y'all straight. I'm not saying they gonna give them their checks or whatnot, but I'm saying they'll make sure.
Ain't nobody getting no check.
They'll make sure the little niggas are straight, and if they band together and affect those TV dollars, that's where we gonna see change potentially happen. And I agree with you, Doom. It's too early to celebrate because it's cool. It's about what happens next. That's what's important.
Yeah, because there will be a point. Let's say they do decide want to boycott until we see some solid change, which you know is not gonna happen anytime.
Them niggas is gonna be. Them niggas.
Let's
say they decide to do that. It's gonna come to a time where Adam Silver is gonna say, "Black Lives Matter and all, but you niggas gotta play ball."
Yeah,
and then we gonna see
but so these green ones.
What's gonna happen?
And that's the thing.
That's a fact, and that's gonna happen. It's like no way around that.
And the thing is, when that question gets asked, will they say no? Not until y'all do something about it, because y'all have the power to do something about it. And if they do that, we will see change, because then Adam Silver's gonna have no choice, and the owners will have no choice, because it's like, well, cool, we taking their checks away. They realize this, but they don't care, and it's like that's when we'll see change happen. At least in my opinion, that's the only way we'll see it.
And I guess my other question is, how much can we even put the NBA on the hook for all this bullshit?
That's true, too.
I mean?
Technically, they're not on the hook for none of this.
And that's another thing. The NBA players shouldn't be responsible.
The NFL is more on the hook than the NBA.
The NBA players shouldn't be hold to the responsibility of making change. It should be held to the responsibility of people in power. But since the people in power aren't doing it, I applaud them for forcing their hand. And it's like, it's not their responsibility, but I applaud them for doing it.
Right.
Because they're doing things that the NFL wouldn't do. They're doing things that other leagues wouldn't do. And as long as LeBron James, Kawhi, the main Russell Westbrook, Harden, the main niggas say we not doing it,
superstars,
then it's not happening. And that's the difference with the NFL. The superstars weren't saying anything. It was
superstars are quiet.
They were quiet, and that's the thing with the NBA. If Giannis and all them, the superstars say we not playing, then they not playing. Like when I saw LeBron tweet, I was like, oh, they boycotting. It's not just the Bucks.
Facts.
Because I thought tonight it was gonna be, oh well, the Bucks not playing, but we gonna watch the Rockets and Thunder. Chris Paul said, fuck that, and then LeBron said, fuck that. So I gotta applaud them as long as they stay true in their solidarity. But Doom, you're 100% right. It's not about now. It's about what happens 3 weeks from now.
Right. And I think it's only really effective if somehow the NBA has their hand in some other shit. You know what I mean?
Oh well,
if stopping the NBA money starts affecting the people that we really aiming at. Well, I don't see like if this was the NFL, I would be all for it. I'd be like, nigga, boycott for the next 10 seasons.
Well, see, the owners,
they need to hurt.
The thing is, the NBA boycott affects Disney, which affects Bob Iger, who is a big time person in government and has money. Also, certain owners like certain owners like the Milwaukee Bucks have played with the government because he donates to campaigns and whatnot. So it will definitely it would have been more so with the NFL, but there's certain owners who are in these playoffs who it affects to where they will definitely contact their government. But even more so is the Bob Iger and Disney that will bring about the change more so than the NBA things. It's more so about those TV contracts.
Yeah, he definitely. Right. I definitely think about Bob Iger, but yeah,
because Bob Iger's huge.
The TV contracts are probably one of the biggest reasons for like the contract booms. You know what I'm saying? Like they wouldn't be able to pay the
not granted
the players as much as they could.
There are gonna be repercussions for this because of that.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this gonna be some hurt for this.
If they go through with it, then next year they're going to have to take a dramatic salary cut, and they might not get back to this level for about another 3 years.
Right.
But if that's what they're willing to do, then I got to applaud them for it, man, because it's like, yo, y'all made that choice. And it's like, I respect y'all for fighting for us, and y'all are fighting for us the right way to where it's like kneeling and protesting is cool, but it's not what's going to get the job done. It's about affecting them greenbacks because that's what these niggas care about. Yep. So, all right, bet. Well, then, cool. But yeah, again, prayers for the families of Jacob Blake and Trayford Pellerin. I pray for y'all, man. I pray for everybody affected by this, and hopefully y'all find justice because what happened to y'all is not right. I hope Trayford boycott the city of Lafayette and his people get some money for that shit. See, these niggas suing. They suing criminally. Nah. That's another thing black people gotta realize. We gotta stop suing criminally to try to get these people in jail. We gotta sue civically so we can get these fucking money. So we can.
That's the only thing that my aunt taught me. She's a civil lawyer in New York, and she said, "Look, all that criminal shit ain't gonna get nothing done, baby." She said they need to call me up. We gonna get to this bag, like
to get the money, because in civil court they tend to side with the people more. Because see, in criminal court it's about proving intent and improving if they did it. Civil court it's about the action and how that action has affected, and it's like. You can prove that action affected easily more so than intent, and that's why you bankrupt these fucking cities, and then you'll see some fucking change. That's another thing you gotta do, and that's why Jacob Blake being paralyzed. Oh, he better sue the fuck out of Wisconsin. I would sue 5 to 10.
The state.
How much money that is? I can't walk no more. I can't have sex. I can't pass along my seat, bro. I need $20 million in damage.
Hey, first of all, he already got too many kids, though. He don't need no more.
Oh, well.
I seen the picture. He don't need no more. He don't need no more. No more, my brother. His penis did enough.
I need $20. I need $20 million in damages.
That's a fact, though. I would be like suing something crazy for damages, bro. Like, if I'm me and I wake up, I'm like, ooh, y'all should have killed me, cause I'm finna run y'all pockets.
Yeah, no, that's a fact, dude. Man, I gotta ask you, bro. So being that we did our poll for the best Wayne album, and one of the best Wayne album that we got a response for, let me pull it up and shout out to everybody.
Wayne projects.
Best Wayne projects, yeah, all of them. The one that won, well, we got a tie. It's a tie between No Ceilings and the Carter 3, and
that's why I corrected you, because I knew that one of them was a mixtape.
Yeah, and that leads into this conversation: who would win in a versus, Wayne versus Drake?
You bugging, bro. Come on, son. What are you talking about, bro?
We was having this debate in the group message with me, Chris, and Fade. And they was talking crazy that Wayne just washing Drake, no contest.
Yeah, no, that's nuts.
And they said washing him?
No, bro. Chris and Fade were wilding just saying Wayne. Like, I'm like, yo, y'all can't just outright say that. Like, that's nuts.
That's wild. That's wild.
See, and my thing is, because I know what point of view they looking at it from. Because if we talking to any real nigga, if Wayne can play all his mixtape street shit, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a separator between Wayne and Drake, because Drake never did and never will have a street hit.
For sure.
He will never have that. And Wayne got two to count. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if we battling that along with the chart toppers, you know, adding a Mrs. Officer and those type of tracks, like, Wayne winning. But if I'm looking at how Versus is judged, and that's how Versus is judged, they're gonna play radio billboard shit.
Only shit that was on
Drake
your
is smashing Wayne. Drake is smashing Wayne. We talking billboard, Mr. Mo hits than the Beatles, nigga.
Yeah,
come on, man.
And that's my thing. Even if Wayne plays his Mrs. Officers and Lollipops, Drake got something to counter that. Yeah. And even if Wayne plays some of it, like if Wayne, because some of the Hot Boy era shit, I would only say play Back That Ass Up and a couple more. But even when Wayne played Back That Ass Up, Drake could play Practice. And I y'all know how I feel. I think Practice is a better song.
Back That Ass beat.
Come on.
Back That Ass Up beat Practice.
This is why we don't fuck with you,
hard as fuck.
Come on, son.
Practice is hard as fuck.
Thank you,
Practice is hard as fuck.
But Back That Ass Up
is a
nigga.
That's cool. I think that's Wayne only lock. There is no song in Drake catalog that will beat Back That Ass Up.
Back That Ass Up is Lil Wayne's Billie Jean. You got me fucked up if you think I'm taking Practice over that.
My bad. Y'all right. I'll
that was disrespectful.
My bad.
Jesus Christ.
Back That Ass Up wins, but that's his only like Doom said. I don't think Lollipop's a lock.
That's what I'm saying. That's a lock. That's what I'm saying. That's the only one that's a lock. That's why I got so aggressive.
A Millie might be a lock.
A Millie is a lock.
I don't even think that. I think Drake has hits.
Hustler music is a lock, though.
Millie out of here.
Hustler's music is a lock.
Yeah.
I like Wayne got two. I'm trying to think of some more.
Yeah. Me too. Like, I like this one for sure.
Does Prostitute Flames count? Because I know that was mixtape shit. Was it mixtape shit?
I mean, I think they could play mixtape shit because Jada played mixtape shit.
I think.
But it's like you got to choose your 20 carefully, because if you play because like Swag Surfing could be a lock, but it's like that's 3. Like some of the mixtape shits when you play, like if Drake plays legit album smashes, it's like, what you gonna do? You know? What you gonna do with that?
That's what I'm saying. Because like a lot of Lil Wayne's smash hits, like the shit he did with Rick Ross, the John, like that's a street anthem. Like, but
then Drake could play Stay Scheming.
That's what I was gonna say. And I was like, but then he gonna counter with his Rick Ross shit, and it's like,
exact. Gold Roses is like and see, that's the thing. Even when Wayne would play his street stuff, Drake could go to his feature bag with his street niggas shit. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Drake wins, but I'm not saying Wayne just overly blows him out. I don't think
either one of them really overblows the other one out, unless they restrict it and Wayne can't play mixtape shit. But if everything's on the board, I think it's a really close competition.
I think that might be a draw. I think that legit would be the first draw. Because it's 20. I think Drake could get 10 and Wayne could get 10.
Yeah. And I mean, I could easily see it going that way, but I think in a versus setting, Drake wins.
Just because of the way the audience is. No, I could agree with that. Right. I don't disagree with that. But I think if it's like real niggas judging it and like Wayne could play his mixtape shit in his 20 songs, I think Drake would get 10 and I think Wayne would get 10. Legit.
That's a fact.
But in the versus setting, I agree with you, Doom. Drake definitely wins that shit because all the popular niggas.
Know how that go.
Yeah, exactly. 1,000%. What y'all thought of that new Big Sean song?
It was deep.
I
heard it this morning.
When he said he lost the kids, I was like, damn. Like, Sean ready to eat. And Detroit was my favorite Sean mixtape. So it's like, okay, let's see what you got. I'm hyped.
Yeah. So, and I always was high on Sean. So I'm ready to see what he got coming.
What is Sean the top of that second tier of, like, you know how they got Drake, Kendrick, Cole? Is Sean at the top of that next tier? Who would y'all say is the highest one in that next tier? It's got to be Sean. How is it? Or is it Wale?
As far as ability, yeah.
As far as ability, yeah. I think Big Sean. You know what it was? It was just Sean was one of those people that it wasn't. The project wasn't coming consistent enough type shit. He only have one good project, and that's really what it was. That's when you said it, I was like, yeah, that's my favorite too. Like, but then I thought about it, and I didn't have anything to compare it to because all the other shit, I was like, this is whack.
Yeah, this is pop shit.
It's some pop shit for the label. Like, I can tell when I listen to the album, I'm like, this was for the label. This wasn't something that he had a lot of control over.
So is Meek the top then? Who's the top of that next tier? Because I would say
as far as
Travis Scott.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
true.
As far as popularity goes, if we weren't talking Travis, then it would have to be Meek. But I think Wale and Big Sean's. I think they have the same downfall where they did a lot of shit where the label had way too much control over their shit, and it didn't go the way they thought it would.
And my thing is, it's crazy because Wale got like 2 classic albums in my opinion, but niggas just didn't pay no mind. That one with Jerry Seinfeld is a fucking classic.
That shit is fire.
Yeah. And then the Festivus mixtape that dropped before that shit is a classic too. And then Wale might got another one with the album about nothing because the mixtape about nothing because that shit is fire too.
There's another one. There was one that I went to his album signing and I ain't gonna talk.
Which one? Gifted?
That nigga Hollywood for that. But no, fuck that. I think Gifted was trash. That was one of them label ones that you could tell he didn't have a lot of.
You talking about Ambition,
bro?
That one is
fucking
fire.
Classic, bro.
Fire.
I remember that. I was a senior in high school, bro. He was Hollywood. He wasn't really talking to nobody. Had the music blasting, but it's high.
Big Sean is friendly, and that's why niggas respect him. But Wale is not friendly, but he got good music. If Wale was friendly, Wale would probably be in that tier with J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake. Wale just not friendly.
They may roast me for this, but it's probably his fault. I think it's Ross' fault. I think Ross, because I've had friends run into Meek in the streets before he got locked up, and they told me that he wasn't approachable, he wasn't nice, like he was standoffish. Like, I already knew Wale was because I had met him, but I didn't know Meek was until my friends were telling me. They was like, nah, bro, he be acting funny. He don't really fuck with niggas like that. But then he'll fuck with niggas for his videos when he want to do the dirt bikes and shit. Mm-hmm. Then he'll call random niggas and he's like, bro, you wasn't fucking with the streets? Who are these people? You paid these niggas?
The niggas not approachable.
I think it's Ross. I think it's the way he was going about the business was telling these niggas not to be too friendly with niggas. Because everybody who came up under him under the Maybach Music shit when they did like the compilation albums and shit. A lot of them are like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I hope Detroit 2 does it for Sean though.
I hope so too.
That Pharrell song was ass with Jay-Z. Shit was ass. It was a 2-pack of ass. Black man. Like, nigga, what are you doing, nigga?
Yeah, that shit was ass.
I thought that shit. I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out that shit was for like some TV show or for some kids movie, because bro, that's what it reminded me of. I was like,
I don't give a fuck what that's for.
Pharrell Dr. Seuss track I'm listening to, because Pharrell be out here doing it for the kids, and that's what it sounded like to me. It was trash.
I don't give a fuck what that shit is for. That shit was the 2-pack of ass. But yo, that Nas album, that was kind of fire. Shout out to Hit Boy.
Yo, bro, it was very fire. Oh,
you see what happened when Nas get good beats? Kanye should get his ass whooped. I already knew what you was
about to say, bro. I already knew what you was about to say.
Kanye need to get his ass whooped for that shit. What Kanye did to Nas is atrocious.
What's crazy is I didn't think Nasir was super ass. I think. I mean, it definitely wasn't as good as this. It definitely wasn't as good as this. I'll give you that. But I don't it got a lot of hate, and I don't see where that hate come from.
Like hate came from he collaborated with Kanye.
Yeah.
I think
you know what I mean? I think it's that too. Niggas just hate Kanye so much.
Yeah, that's really what it was.
I didn't mind the album that much. Like, it wasn't the greatest shit I ever heard, but
them beats was not popping. Like, them things was whatever.
Yeah, I think the sound was just too far left from what we used to hearing from Nas.
And that's the thing, Nas was getting in Kanye world, but see, Hit Boy was like, I'm gonna come bring my sauce to your world, and it just worked. Like, shout out to Hit Boy, man. Hit Boy on a run. Brooklyn, how does this put New York back on the? Is New York feeling good about this?
Whoa. Queens is feeling nice. Queens is feeling real nice, bro. It's not because of the Mets, all right? Queens is feeling real nice because of this. I don't know per se if it puts New York back on the map, but it definitely gives all my old heads in Queens something to talk about for sure. Like, telling y'all niggas can't rap. This real rap right here.
I hope it does.
I already know that's how they bumping on the street right now.
Because New York got issues with Hot 97 finding out one of them niggas was a murderer. One of they radio people, Patty Duke.
I'm not shocked, bro. Like, they don't be doing no background check. Like, I've seen so many of these DJ niggas on like these rental boats with mad girls, and I'm like, yo, I know this bitch right here is not of age. And I didn't have to research that hard. All I did was click on the name you tagged, and I don't see nothing but little ass friends on her page.
Hot 97 is in deep doo-doo right now.
Yeah, no, I'm not shocked, bro. And that's what happens when it's owned by a company that's small. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the company that owned Hot 97 owned like 5 or 6 radio stations.
Yeah, that would never happen with iHeart.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So like, when you don't have to worry about jumping through hoops.
Yeah,
you can get a lot of things under the rug.
That's true. Well, that's all we got this week, ladies and gentlemen. Short week this week. Brooklyn, tell the people they can find you out on social media.
You can find me at all social medias at Where Brooklyn at. That's Brooklyn with a Q, not a K, baby. That's for marketing purposes.
Because we are not trying to get sued. Durag Doom, tell them where they can find you at, bro.
Hello Doom SJ, Instagram and Twitter, man. Y'all holla at me.
Y'all be sure to follow Doom. And with that being said, let's get into our interview this week with BR artist Dshaw225. Let's get into that right now.
Hey, there we go. We back in business. Quarantine Chronicles. Collection of short stories. Yeah.
Bobby, I don't know.
Yo. Hey. Now this right here ain't nothing more than a couple raps. Hit a young and spit, they feel the vibe and they coming back. Audio dope at its purest, come get a puff of that. Lost interest in a lot of things, I swear that most of the stuff is whack. But I'm still hoping and searching for that confidence. Lately I've been questioning my ways and all the common sense. I'm caught up in this life of mine, worried I won't find the time to leave my mark. The streets too dark to catch on to this light I shine. Ah shit, they sleeping just like usual, but most of the ones that's peeping know what I'm speaking so beautiful. If aliens heard my shit, they be geeking, thinking this human's cool. Invite me out to space, give me lace with a cooler full of brew. I think I'm going crazy, really my brain spazzing, trying to act normal, but time to time I just can't grasp it. All this overthinking been leading into some strange habits. Sleep deprived and wigging, been feeling like a deranged addict. So how you move when that ganja don't feel the same? And what you do when that liquor don't kill the pain? And the rain scrambling, wondering how you got there. Just know the sun is on the way to take you out of that nightmare look. So how you move when that ganja don't feel the same? And what you do when that liquor don't kill the pain? And the rain scrambling, wondering how you got there. Just know the sun is on the way to take you out of that nightmare. Passion developed in 08 when I heard Carter 3. Fell in love in an instant, ever since then, man, it's been hard to sleep. Youngin' with a dream, who would've guessed just what this art would bring? From rapping on the bus to making fans move at the varsity. But yet they hardly see the greatness that I'm harnessing. I studied all the legends, swear these rhymes move through my arteries. Approach the craft wholeheartedly, regardless what the critics think. I'm hungry, shit, I'm starving, I've been sparring with this industry. I got the right hooks, followed by the dopest verses. Tell me while I feel like y'all still shitting on the most deserving. Probably take my death for y'all to realize what I wrote was golden. Living in the moment, yet I'm anxious what the future's holding. Shit, honestly ain't no telling. I got visions in my mind, blowing ganjali's with my brethrens in a big estate. Lawn covered in palm trees, a well-mannered broad who's well-equipped for my offspring. So how you move when that ganja don't feel the same? And what you do when that liquor don't kill the pain? In the rain scrambling, wondering how you got there. Just know the sun is on the way to take you out of that nightmare look. So how you move when that ganja don't feel the same? And what you do when that liquor don't kill the pain? In the rain scrambling, wondering how you got there. Just know the sun is on the way to take you out of that nightmare.
Ladies and gentlemen, this week's special guest is Dshaw225, a hip-hop artist out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He just dropped his new tape, Quarantine Chronicles. How you doing, Dshaw, brother?
Man, I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Like I told you off air, I always say this to when everybody asks me since the pandemic started. I'm doing as well as one can do in this pandemic and quarantine. My family healthy, my girl healthy, my friends healthy. As long as that's popping off, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
How you doing, brother?
Man, I can't complain either. You know, not working right now, like job-wise. So
yeah,
doing music as much as possible. You know, keeping the health up, that type of stuff.
Got to, especially. And then I noticed that hurt because the unemployment shit stopped.
Yeah, that hurt. I was honestly never on it because I work at a casino, so it never
okay.
Yeah, they never like fully shut down. Well, they did, but I still had like a job to do.
Yeah.
So like I had a scare. Like I thought I had corona, honestly. So I quit the casino job because it's like just a dangerous place with like the COVID going around. Like it's not very clean or anything like that. So you just been chilling, man. Yeah, working, bro.
I feel that. Well, let's get into this interview. I want to ask you, for the people that don't know, is your rapper name Dshaw? Is it Dshaw225?
It's 225.
Okay, real.
It was Dshaw, but like the first platform I started using to like distribute my shit was SoundCloud, and my username was 225, and then people just started adding that onto it, and I kind of liked the way it like, you know, rang with it, so we just ran with that.
You just ran 100. So tell me your story. What got you into music? What got you into hip hop? And when did you decide you wanted to be a rapper?
I didn't take it like decided as like a serious, you know, career until like my senior year of high school. I started like doing shows and filming videos, but I mean, I'd say the passion developed in like elementary school. I started freestyling on the school bus, you know. That's when around the time Carter 3 came out. That's like the first rap album that I fucking really not resonated with, obviously, a 9-year-old white kid. Yeah, but like the one that made me like, all right, hip hop's this shit. Like I want to do this.
All right, real. Who are some of your favorite rappers and some of your influences?
Off the top, man, just Mac Miller. Like, if it wasn't for him, I would probably be rapping the way I rap. Like, he influenced my style heavily. Mac, you mean like just rappers or just artists in general?
Well, you could do rap and just artists in general. You could do both.
Yeah. Well, rappers, I'd say like Mac Miller, Kendrick Lamar, Earl Sweatshirt, Andre 3000. But like Bob Marley and Red Hot Chili Peppers, Sublime, like that kind of like reggae, you know, chilled out rock music really influenced me too.
That was the start of it. I got a question for you since you said Mac, and I always say this. To me, Mac Miller is the best white rapper, and I don't even like. And as I understand, Eminem is the GOAT. We understand about him, but to me, Mac's music resonated more with me, and it's something that like I could relate to, and it was something that. Yeah, he's not rapping 150 miles an hour, but this dude is cold as hell. And like, when you say Mac, when you say M, you say white rapper. But with Mac, you don't really say, like, Mac's just a cold dude. Yeah.
Right, man. He resonating like me too, bro. Like, the Kids mixtape, like, I swear to God, that was the soundtrack to, you know, middle school, early high school. Like,
facts.
and every single song, like I could relate. It's like a time capsule. Like I can go back to where I first heard that song, still get like the same emotions. Like it's timeless music. That's every project though.
And I'm about to say Faces to me. Faces,
dude, that's my favorite. Yeah,
I was about to say the two because I think Kids was amazing, but then I think Best Day Ever, even though I liked it, was kind of like the frat boy rap. And then he changed with Macadelic, but I think from Macadelic to hold on, I don't want to mess this album's name up because I fucking love it. I got it in my fucking in my Serato. So I got from Macadelic to Watching Movies with the Sound Off to Faces, that three album run, and even into Good AM, that was fucking phenomenal, bro.
Yeah, Faces is just a masterpiece. Like there will never be another project
like that. Yeah, no, awesome. the Rap Diablo shit. Oh man, Macho When I Drop flows. That is my shit.
The bar gets raised up.
Yeah, it's just me and P.D. Pablo. I'm colder than the Mono. I'm colder than Gazpacho. Nah, I fuck with you, bro. Hell yeah. So all right, let's get into your project, Quarantine Chronicles. So my first question would be, you on Caged In, you said something inside is telling you to chase it, and you also said you're not sure where this is going. How do you battle that doubt that all creators experience?
Man, that's a great question. I think really, like if it's meant for you, all artists, they know it, like, you know, deep inside. Like, yeah, like there's going to be these outside obstacles that try to, you know, hinder your growth. But if you know you got it, you know you got it. So at the end of the day, it's like, you know, like you can't blame the blogs for not posting you or whatever your goal may be as an artist, but just put everything towards the music and, you know, what's meant to be, it's going to happen.
Yep. And you gotta give it your all. It's about grinding and then never quit.
Yeah. Right.
1000%.
Regardless of, you know, the outcome sometimes, like you just got to do it in the moment. You know, that's the art of it.
Exactly. And then if you don't, then that leaves you with regret because you don't want to be that 45-year-old man sitting in your house looking at your kids and your wife working your 9 to 5 and thinking, man, I had the shot to do it, but I didn't do it.
See, I just turned 20. So it's like, if I don't do this full force, I know I'm going to be that 40-year-old, like, man, I was tripping. Like, why not?
Give it all. Yeah, exactly. Because you got time. Like, that's the thing. You just turned 20 years old. Like, I'm 26. I think I figured out what I wanted to do when I was like 23, 24. And then for like the next 2 to 3 years, I've been just giving it my all. So, like, you got time, brother. You got, honestly, I like to, me and my friends, when we talk about this, I think rappers have if you start when you're 2018, you have until like 32 to make it. Like, legit. You got 12 years. And like once you get to 32, 34, that's when it's like, all right, I got to try to, if I'm not going to make it, I got to try to get out. You know what I mean? So use these 10 years and just hustle hard. And I think your music shows that you're doing that, and it shows that you're super, super talented.
Thank you, man. 100%. Yeah, I have that conversation often with my friends too. I mean, you look at hip hop's greatest figures, man. Jay-Z, Eminem.
28.
Yeah, like they're all over 25 dropping these, you know, known today as classics. But at the time, they didn't know that, man. They was just getting put on. It's crazy.
Exactly. So, okay, on How You Move, you said if aliens heard your shit, they would think this human is cool. I love that bar. What would you show aliens if you had a day with them on Earth?
To be honest, man, I wouldn't want to show them much of, like, the world right now, bro. Like, I'd kick it with them in their little spaceship or whatever they travel in, but I feel like they already know what's on Earth, you know? Like, I'd want to go, you know, kick it where they're
at.
Resided at, yeah.
Speaking of that, I got to ask you, because I ask every artist, being that we're in this time period, and I just like to get your take. What do you think about what's going on in the world? Because you're a white rapper, I think your voice matters in the conversation that's going on right now with the fight for racial equality.
Man, it's obviously like fucked up situations going on, you know, police brutality, all that bullshit. It's obvious, you know, the ones that are blind to it are the ones that's how they grew up, you know, no, not justifying them.
No, 100%.
It's like they refuse to see, you know, like what's actually going on just because of, you know, their grandpa or their racist grandma, or it's like, but I do feel like with that being said, a lot of people are also becoming like aware of these things.
Yeah, facts.
You know? So.
And I think it takes people like yourself, and like, I mean, of course, young black people are gonna fight for it, but I think it takes people like yourself and the white allies that are in this world to really help make a difference, because it's gonna take people like you and the rest of them to convince their friends who may have been sheltered and may have had those grandparents and grandpas where they're not necessarily racist. That's just all they know. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. They don't know they're being racist.
Exactly. You know? Yeah, they're just super uneducated. They're just going with what they see and what they know. Like, I can't tell you how many people that when I ask them who they're voting for, they say whoever my parents tell me. And it's like, nah, bro, we're at the age where you got to start thinking for yourself.
Exactly.
100%. Okay, so you said you're hungry and you studied all the legends, plus you're amazing at rapping to me. So that means to me you're ingrained in this culture that's hip hop. How do you deal with the stigma of being a quote unquote white rapper?
Man, I'll be honest, like I don't really, like I said earlier, like if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. So like a lot of times I don't even think of it like as a white rapper thing. Like I just think of it as a true student, because like I fucking love hip hop. Like it's one of the only things I truly care about. And I think like over time, like people are starting to catch on to that. Like, cause I mean, I kind of had my start like Mac did, you know, like rapping at parties and frat parties. Like basically my fans, or not fans, but like the people I was rapping to were just strictly like white frat people, you know, my homies I grew up with. But, you know, as time went on, they realized like, yo, he's actually like doing this shit like hip-hop.
And the street started accepting you. Like I told you, man, before this, Adam Dollars said on our podcast, he's the reason why I checked you out. He was like, yo, this dude that I got on my project, Dshaw, is one of the hardest people in BR. It's like, you got to check for him. And that's something that I realized. You one of the hardest people rapping in Baton Rouge. How important are lyrics and bars to you?
Man, like I said, I'm 20. I don't want to be the old head, but that's all that matters really to me. You know? I mean, maybe that'll...
Well, being that you're 20, how do you deal with being that your era is this swag, mumble, melody? And not saying that you don't involve melodies, because you do, but how do you deal with the idea of, number one, y'all are a microwave generation, my generation included, microwave to where you got to have songs a certain length, but you don't really care about that. You just spit bars. Like in the first song, you even talk about how I'm not doing no fucking chorus. I'm just rapping. So how do you deal with that? How to catch the attention of them and to sound catchy enough to where they listen?
Like when I'm writing, I know, like, first off, like if I don't feel the beat instantly, I'm not gonna write to it like it has to, like, you know, set in.
It has to be a vibe,
kind of marinate, but like I know like which lane I'm approaching when I drop per song. You know, like I've got songs for the younger hype crowd that want to blast it in the whip, you know, at a party, like not really sit and think of the conscious shit being spoken, but just kind of bop to it, you know. But as far as like the hype beast, you know, I fuck with that shit too. You know, I'm very rarely in that mind state to make a track like that, if that makes sense. Like I always feel like I've got more to say.
It's always about making sure you what you think and what you feel you got to put on track and to say that. How do you deal with the time stuff? Like, because y'all's generation 2-minute songs, like, and you don't necessarily make 2-minute songs. Like sometimes you do, but sometimes you'll give them a 4-minute bar sesh because of your inspirations, like Mac, like Wayne, like 3 Stacks, where it's like, shit, you know, Wayne will go for 5 minutes and it's just bars.
Facts. Like I said, man, it's really just, you know, like whenever I'm writing, whatever, like I'm trying to do with that, like I don't have like a
set time limit.
Yeah, like I write differently each way. Like I'll write like on paper, I'll write just randomly, like, so like however I'm feeling like in that moment, I'll write 4-minute songs, I'll write 2-minute songs, like very unorthodox with the structure sometimes too. Like the one I didn't put a hook in, I was just really fucking with the beat, and I'm like, you know, I'll pause a little bit at times, but this one I want to just, you know, let the bars out.
Yeah.
Versus other ones that are way more structured.
100%. Okay, so on Paradox, you talked about talking to your pops who's in prison. What was that? What has that been like? And if he's not out, what has it been like for having a parent incarcerated?
He's out. You know, he never got locked up on like serious charges, but he was just, you know, when I was like early adolescence, he was in and out of prison a lot. Like, just bullshit, man. Just not, you know, drugs, shit like that. But it was like I never had like that feeling of, you know, stableness with my father until recently. And so like just growing up, it was kind of hard because like, you know, I never knew where he was at, if he was safe. You know, I'd often get the, you know, would you like to accept this call from the prison, yada, yada. So just kind of touching on that.
How does that affect you as a child, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it was hard, man, you know, because he had, you know, a few crimes which were blasted on WAFE.
Yeah, damn.
So it's like going back to school.
Going to school,
Yeah, man, it's like, you know, I was always cool about it, you know, but I like deep down, you know, that shit sucks, but you know, it makes you stronger.
Do you think that being a rapper now kind of allows you to use that as a sense of therapy to get that off your chest.
100%.
Couldn't say maybe when you were younger.
100%, man. I have a track about his father, my grandpa. He OD'd when I was 12, and I was the one that found him. I have a song about that. So, like, yeah, I've always, used music as that coping mechanism.
100%. And that's something I think I see with a lot of creators is as I'm seeing more artists grow and seeing some of these lyrical rappers, a lot of them use their music as therapy. And I feel like that's something that as we've grown, I think our generation, my generation years, because you're Gen Z, I'm millennial. I think our two generations are the cause of males not being afraid to say how they feel, because I think that's what hurt the generations before us, being that this tough machismo bravado, this false sense of I need to not say how I feel because that's what's manly. I think that's starting to change, and I think it needs to change because mental health is a huge thing that's very, very important.
Facts. Yeah, like, I don't know what's up with the whole, like, I can't discuss feelings, but like, I'm glad it's changing. We're all humans. We all need to express these things, No,
100%. So what do you mean on the next song, on Paradox, not the next song, excuse me. What do you mean by saying that you're dead, but you're still breathing?
That itself, it is a paradox. Like, I wanted the hook, each line of the hook to kind of be a paradox, that's what it was built around. But basically like that, I mean, like, like on the surface, I'm breathing, I'm smiling, I'm doing fine,
but on the inside.
Yeah, like on the inside, like when you're hurting, but like you're still, you gotta maintain,
Yeah, you gotta keep fighting. And that goes back to what we were talking about getting those emotions out and letting it be like a sense of therapy. So what made you choose Trey Lewis and Tommy Rouge as your only two features? Shout out to the boys, Trey Lewis and Tommy Rouge.
Shout out them, man. Honestly, they're hard as fuck, man. Like, they can spit, There's a lot of talented rappers in BR, but I feel like them two specifically just kind of carry a style and like flow that you can't really find anywhere else. And I felt like just the beat of Paradox, like not instantly, but once I laid my verse and like thinking of a feature, I just heard Trey naturally, he's got that laid back lyrical kind of flow. So he went well on it. And then Tommy, I wanted him to like kind of come in and give it that hype, that more, VR vibe to it. Yeah, because I knew that's what he had while being lyrical at the same time and kind of speaking on what I was speaking on. But both of those tracks, man, I was beyond satisfied with how
when you do features, when you hear some of those dudes come hard, like Trey and Tommy, they kill it every time. When you lay your verse down and you send it to them, when they come back, if they trying to eat too much, because Tommy said on the last interview, he's like, bro, look, if they eating more than me, I gotta come in and change something. I'm gonna be honest. Do you do that as well?
Like, you mean like if I were to feature on somebody's, or if
or if you to feature on somebody's, or if they're to feature on yours, and you give your verse first, and you hear them come back with some crazy shit, will you change it at that point? Like, just a little bit, just so you're not getting eat on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I haven't felt that way yet. I might, but like I felt like.
Right now, you kill it, yeah.
Yeah, they both came hard as fuck, but I mean, like, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah, you still held your own 1,000%. I fuck with that.
Right.
So you have dope artwork for Quarantine Chronicles, but something I noticed is you changed the explicit logo. Was that something and made it something unique to you? Did you do that? Did you purposely do that, or was this that you and your art guy just, let your art guy go crazy?
Shout out Luke Dugas. That's just kind of like my way of, showing love, promoting, because that's his logo, but it's also a parental advisory sticker. So like that's just me letting him use his, versus the traditional white and black box.
Yeah, I thought that was super dope. So how do you feel that you've grown from the kid from Z, and I'm assuming that's Zachary, to Quarantine Chronicles?
Man, I think Kid from the Z was just me. That was my first, like, not full body, because I had a few projects that I made like in my bedroom, but that was like the first one I worked with real producers, went to real studios, like actually aligned the project, like a real body of work. But I think as far as growth, man, I'm just material-wise, I'm just talking about much more real-life shit now. I was 18, 19, wrapping up high school when I made that project. So, and you can hear it in the different songs, like just the subject matter. I think skill-wise, I'm growing too.
It's like you went from kids to like getting to your, not necessarily best day ever, but getting to your Macadelic, getting to your like, I'm growing up, man. I'm experiencing things in life. It's time for me to say how I feel and to really spit that.
Right. Still getting, because they're both EPs, so I'm still like not at album phase. Yeah, when that day comes, it'll be even more of a, growth.
How do you deal with speaking on your truths, like with your pops, how do you deal with the family relationships after, the friend relationships after, about them hearing your thoughts? How do you deal with the responses from certain individuals that may recognize, oh, he's rapping about me on this song?
To be honest, they haven't noticed yet, you know?
Okay, real.
Not that I think of, but I know my dad, like, he's just a real solid dude. Like, he wouldn't be the type to
say anything,
get offended any type of way. Like, that's my boy. So it's like, if he were to hear it, he'd probably think it's dope as hell that I'm expressing myself that way and not, talking shit on his name, because that's not what I was doing,
No, 1,000%. Like, not at all. That was just, like I said, like, you just saying how you felt.
Right, and he's mature enough to know, like, that's what he's rapping about. So, like, he'd respect it.
So, man, look, when you said these are just EPs, when should we be looking forward to bringing you back on here for the album talk? Is that something soon, or is that something you got to experience some life experiences first?
Yeah, that ain't anything soon. That's it's an array of reasons why I haven't made like that full body. The main one, I'll tell you, I just want to develop a bigger fan base, because like if I were to make an album, I'm going all in, like budget wise. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to make sure that's something that not blows me up, here.
But something that you have people that's here for.
Yeah, something that's like really going to be treated as an LP. Like I don't want to just make a tape and label an album just for the hell of it. Like I really want that to be like my debut into this rap shit.
100%. Until then, we just get mixtapes and EPs.
Singles, yeah, all that.
100%. So, all right, let's get into the rapid fire question sections now that we talked about Quarantine Chronicles. But real quick, tell the people where they can find Quarantine Chronicles at and where they can listen to it at.
It's everywhere, Spotify, Apple Music, all the streaming platforms, SoundCloud, Amazon, just anywhere you stream, it's there. I'm getting hard copies too.
Real. Y'all make sure y'all search Dshaw225. Make sure you put the 225 in there so you can find it. Definitely check out Quarantine Chronicles because it is super dope. Now, being that you are a Louisiana boy, I ask this to every Louisianian, gumbo or crawfish?
Oh, man, that's hard. I'm going to put it like this. If there's like a lot of people around and like it's more of an event thing, crawfish, like we're drinking, we're chilling. But if like I'm at a restaurant and I want like a nice soothing meal, I'm going with gumbo.
All right. Now, I got to ask it to you like this. Say, you got to choose one regardless of the environment. This is just you on an island and you by yourself and they're like, yo, you only get one or two of these options. Which one you taking?
Crawfish.
All right.
Because gumbo, you got to like, I feel like it's more maintenance to keep it fresh or whatever, versus crawfish, you just peel and throw the fucking shit in the woods.
All right, gumbo or boudin?
Boudin, man. I love boudin.
All right, boudin or crawfish?
Crawfish.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah.
Do you fuck with like the smoked boudin, the seafood boudin? Because me, I'm just a regular boudin guy, but I can get down with the smoke. But the something about the seafood boudin just don't sit right with me.
Bro, I like it all. Like every boudin I've ever had, it's kind of like pizza for me. Like people ask my favorite pizza. If it's good pizza, it's good pizza. If the boudin is smacking, like it's smacking.
It's good smack, yeah. 100.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, what's your favorite food? Is it pizza?
That's a very hard question. Like I'm a big food guy. Like I love food. Off the top though, my mom's roast and gravy, man. Rice and gravy.
100.
It hits every time though.
I can relate. Look, me and you both chubby dudes. I can relate. Yeah. I feel it.
Like
Rice
good food needs its props, man. Like
1,000%. Yeah. If you could go anywhere on vacation, assuming that there's no coronavirus, where would you go?
I'll go to Japan, man.
Ooh, I fuck with that. I'm a big Japanese stan. I love anime.
Yeah.
I love samurai culture. I fuck with that.
Maybe Italy though, like with the boat city. What's it called? Vatican
Venice.
City. Venice.
Talking about Venice, yeah, where you can ride through with the gondolas and shit.
Yeah, that looks sick. But like, I've never traveled out the country, so like, I'd be cool with anything.
Hell yeah, that's something you got to do. Once you push that album, you gonna be touring. I believe it. I'm putting that in stone.
Hey, thank you, man.
100%. Okay, so next question I got is, what's some of your favorite movies and TV shows? Let the fans know what Dshaw digs in his off time. And are you a big movie and TV fan?
Dude, I was about to say, just like food, like same way with movies. Like I love movies. Some of my favorites though, it's hard to like pick a favorite, but just that come to my mind.
Yeah,
first.
just throw some out there.
Billy Madison.
Solid.
The Goonies.
Solid.
I love the Goonies. Super bad.
Classic.
Yeah, that's top 3 off the top.
Seems like you're a big comedy fan.
Yeah, for sure.
You're not really big into the action drama, the dramas and the actions and the suspenses?
Not huge in it, but like if someone puts me on or recommends it and I do like it, then yeah, like I appreciate it.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, check out some Tarantino flicks. I think.
Oh yeah, I've seen is American Psycho a Tarantino flick?
I know what you're talking about. That's just straight Christian Bale. I don't know who directed that one, but that's not.
That should go hard.
That shit is fine. Look, I'm telling you, check out Kill Bill, check out Django, check out Inglourious Bastard. Like I'm telling you, if you go watch Tarantino's catalog, I feel like you as a lyricist and writer, you would be inspired. Like I could see you doing like a Reservoir Dogs inspired mixtape or some shit like that. Like I feel like that would be your vibe. So check out some Tarantino films. That's Lynn's suggestion for you. Okay, so give me some of your favorite albums. If you're on an island and you can only get 3 albums, what 3 albums you taking?
I'm taking Faces. That's not even an album, but I'm taking it.
Nah, that's acceptable. I get that.
This another one. It's a mixtape. It's real low key. It's called A Stolen Youth with Vince Staples, Mac Miller.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard it.
I don't even know if I've heard that one. That's a Vince and Mac collab. I'm gonna look that up while you.
Yeah, Mac produced it entirely, but it's like Vince's project. But I mean, it features Dash, Earl Sweatshirt, Ab Soul. Like it's a classic. Like really, I know every song on that.
Oh yeah, okay. It's the Vince Staples, Larry Fisherman joint. I know what this is.
Yeah,
that's shit's hard. Yeah,
no,
okay.
And then
that's
thirdly,
2 was the third one.
It's definitely from Earl's catalog. I'm just trying to pick which album. Probably some rap songs, man.
Okay. So some rap songs I don't go outside. See, I was about to say for Earl, let me pull up my Earl thing because I think the best Earl project. So you like I take that back. Aquemini. Oh, okay. All right, bet.
Yeah.
Aquemini. I was gonna say if you was gonna go with Earl, I like Doris. I think Doris is probably Earl's,
I love Earl. Like
Earl's best shit. Oh no, some rap songs I go outside. Some rap songs is the 2018, but I do like I don't go outside. But to me, Doris that's like bro, Hive, Sasquatch,
Hive.
Molasses, Whoa, those shits is hard.
He's just one of them dudes, man. Like any beat he gets on, he's gonna torch it. Like
he's gonna kill it, 1000%.
Yeah.
So if you, the question that we ask everybody is, if you are the writer, director, producer to the Dshaw225 movie, how do you want the movie to end?
Man, dude, you got some fire ass questions. Like
I try, my brother.
Like I appreciate you, bro. Like it ain't the favorite rapper, who have you worked with? Like you're keeping it fun. But man, I'd want it to end like any great fucking movie. Like beautiful wife. Nice family, kids. I want to be a family guy one day. So I guess just happy, man. Happy, successful, doing what the fuck I want to do whenever I want to do it.
100%, and that's a great answer because that's the only thing. Like once you get older, it's like, yo, I just want to have my family, have my kids there, be happy, and have my legacy. And if I can do whatever the fuck I want, then what beats that? You know what I mean?
Nothing. Yeah.
100%. Thank you so much, Dshaw, for coming on the pod, brother. Tell the people where they can find you on social media. It's
Dshaw225 everywhere: Instagram, Twitter. I'm new to Facebook, but I'm trying to build that as well. So YouTube.
You don't have to worry about Facebook. That shit, that's old people. But
yeah,
Twitter,
but
YouTube,
like Dshaw225 everywhere.
100%. Y'all definitely make sure y'all follow Dshaw. Thank you for coming on the pod, my brother. And next time you drop a project, we will do a deep dive. I loved having you on.
It was a pleasure, man. Thank you.
And let's finish up the show with Bros Who Ball. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to send a super shout out to Dshaw225 for coming on the pod, talking about his latest album. Super, super dope. Y'all make sure y'all go follow him and check that out. Normally, this would be the time where we talk about Bros Who Ball. But due to the NBA protests and when we recorded, we felt that we shouldn't have a Bros Who Ball this week because the players are protesting. They are boycotting. They don't want to play, so we shouldn't talk about it. Now, I'm recording this amendment after it was said that they're coming back. I already gave my thoughts on them coming back in the amendment earlier. Now, we will be back with Bros Who Ball next week. Be sure to just educate yourself on what the NBA players are doing and formulate your opinions. Y'all let us know what you think at Lynn BWT, at Bros Who Think, at A Schubert 14, at Where's Brooklyn at Lil Doom SJE. Y'all make sure y'all do all of that. But with that being said, I'm just going to give some promo here. The pod is over. On Monday, be sure to check out Bros Who Binge because we have a super, super dope episode with a pitch it match between myself and Shamit Dua to see who goes to the conference finals to play Charles Reese. Be sure to check out our Goodfellas Run It Back with myself, Schubert, and Ian. That is out now. Anime Talk will be out on Tuesday with myself and Krista. We're also going to have some anime manga content coming. But until then, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube, subscribe to the Apple Podcast, Spotify, follow us. It would help us out tremendously, tremendously. But for Dshaw, for Brooklyn, for Doom, my name is Lennon. You guys have a great weekend. Prayers to Lake Charles, prayers to everybody affected by Hurricane Laura. We will be back next Thursday. On Thursday, the schedule is back to normal to discuss everything going on in the world. But until then, have a good one and peace.